Hey, this is Troy from Troy Jackson Outdoors, checking in from headquarters again. Haven't talked to you for a while. 2021 fishing season's kicked off here, but I need to recap the 2020 with a top 10 video highlights series. Going to kick it off with number 10, which was the first bass of the year. This is back last March, just over a year ago. Nothing like catching that first bass. This one went old school, Shad Rap got it done, classic cold water bait. And it was the only bite I had all day, but that's all it takes to get that first bass of the year. On the board. March after all. Now he wakes up. All right. Whew. Nearly thought it was going to be a shutout. No giant, but hey, I'll take it. First one of the year. He's going to make the 12-inch mark, so he'll qualify for my top 5. So yes. What time is it? 4:57. All right, on the board. 2020. All right, clip number 9 is what I call Shad Rap lesson. This is me and my boy Jace were out. He's a big Cinco fan. He's pretty adept with it too. But this was in April, April 18th. A little bit too early for the Cinco to be doing its thing. He tossed it around a little bit, just wasn't working. So we had to shift gears, and we went to a classic cold water bait, Shad Rap, and got kind of a lesson in how to fish that bait, expand his horizons, and nothing like a reward right off the bat, as you'll see in this clip. Feel it kind of wiggle as it comes in, and pretty soon you'll feel it go thump. Just kind of heavy, and something will hit it. Because this was really got him pretty good the other day, so we'll try it since the Cinco wasn't cooperating quite yet. There you go. This one's called a Shad Rap. It was really getting them pretty good the other day. It was a little warmer and cloudier that day. We'll see what happens. Ha ha ha. We come through, Jay. Just had to switch lures, didn't we, bud? All right, swing him around here, buddy. Whoa. All right, we got him. We're gonna need some pliers for this guy, though, bud. All right. Whoops, I'm stepping on your pole. We found what we needed, Jay. All right. All right, clip number 8 is called New Lake Record. I fish a lot of different little potholes, strip mines, that sort of thing, and I'm meticulous in my data keeping, been for 35 years or better. And so I've got records for every lake, and some are more impressive than others. And this one is, not a giant bass, but for this little pothole, it probably ruled the place. This has shattered the old record of a 1 pound 3 ounce bass. This is a place I call Cedar Lake. It's back in the middle of nowhere. I named it. There's a few cedar trees surrounding the lake, so I got creative in that regard. Just to let you know, it's not very far from what I call Far Lake, if that tells you how far off the beaten path this place actually is. Hopefully this guy stays hooked. I'd seen him cruising around. He might be the biggest one in this little pothole. Oh, got him. Didn't have my video running, but I cast it out there and I seen him kind of take a look at it. So that was worth a stop. He's fat. He probably rules this little pothole. It's a decent one for no more water I'm fishing. But yeah, I bet he's the biggest one in there. Hey, it might be a new lake record. I think the old lake record was 1.4. We'll see. See how long he is. 15.
15 and a half. Yep, he's going to break 1.4, but all right, well, where the stop on these little ones? I mean, it's not anything to write home about, but that's a decent fish. I'll take that all day.
Next up, number 7 is what I call Plan B times 2. It's actually a collection of 2 different clips where it's a follow-up with a Senko. Lots of times if you can get a bass interested or it hits another lure and misses, you can toss that Senko in there and it triggers a reaction strike from that bass if it's still interested. So first one is pretty cool. I had a crappie hooked and had another bass following it in, and you'll see what happens with that one. Second one, did a similar approach after I had a strike on a Zara Spook, but I wound up with a bit of a surprise.
So we got a crappie hooked. There's a bass that followed him in. I'm hoping the bass will try and eat that lure too. The crappie struggles. You can see it. He's trying to keep it in the crowd. The bass is just cruising around out there. I'll get this poor guy off. He looks interested, so let's see if we can just plunk this out there somewhere. Let's see if he'll go for it. Now if we just get him in, because I knew he was interested. All right, stay on there, buddy. I'll lift him up here. Let's see if we can lift him up here. All right, all right, all right. How about that? Now that's pretty cool, I must say. Now, because I knew, let me get out of this wind. I knew he was interested because I caught a crappie, and he followed him all the way in, and that crappie hit a Shad Rap. So he had a hook in him, and the other one was kind of, might need some pliers on this guy, and the other one was kind of hanging out. So that bass is flying around taking a look at him. So I was hoping that bass would take a swipe and get hooked by the other hook on that Shad Rap, and then I could catch 2 fish at once. But I didn't. He let it be, but I could still see him lingering out there. So I flicked that Senko out there a ways, let it splash down, and then he was still hot and looking for something to eat because he went after it and got it. So that's pretty neat. Pretty neat trick. All right. Knocked out of one. Sometimes you can let it sit there for a minute. Just get a little twitch. Come back. Yeah, he must not be very big. I wonder if he might be a rock bass or something. Alright, so he had bad aim. So let's see here though. Sometimes you can do this little trick. If we know right where he kind of was. Flick that out there in that general area. Sometimes I'll hit this. I might be a little delayed. Nope. That one made me look smart. Boy, oh boy. Oh, that's not a bass, folks. Maybe I ain't so smart. Can't even tell what kind of fish I got. I just assumed bass. But that is not a bass. That is a really tough hooked, but really nice crappie. There we go. Ooh, man, that's a nice one. I don't catch them like that. The ones I catch are like 7 or 8 inches. Oh, that's a nice one. He's going to have to pose for a picture too. Well, I thought I was going to, show off with this whole follow-up on a Zara Spook hit and catch one on the Senko, and it wasn't my bass after all, but man, I'll take that. That's a nice looking crappie.
All right, clip number 6 is called Happy Birthday Snake Den. Back on July 1st, 1990, Snake Den opened to public access. It was kind of cool because I was there. I was actually working there. So I thought, what better way to celebrate 30 years than to go back out for a fishing trip, and ended up the bass treated me pretty well. It's kind of cool, too, because I kicked off 2021 out there at Snake Den and got my first bass of the year, but that's another story coming later on this week or maybe next week. I'll have a fishing report out for you. But, yeah, it was a pretty neat day on the water there. July 1st, 2020.
sure I had him. Made a nice splash, didn't he? Did he get down the weeds here? Made a nice hit. Have to wait till you feel them, and I did. It's shallow. Come on, get out of the weeds, boy. Yeah, he's better. I might just get a hold of it. Come here. Yeah. That's more like it. That's more like it. Oh. Not that there's anything wrong with them first two bass, but that's more what I'm after. That's a nice looking fish. It's a good strike, and yeah, he must have been coming at me. Didn't feel him right away, but all right. Good, good, good. Well, that one was all right. That one came in at 4 pounds even. He wavered right around 315 a couple times and hit 4 and stayed, so. Going 4. It was a nice hit on that one, but he was coming at me, so it's hard to tell what I had. And then after that, kind of got down the weeds. I really wasn't sure until I seen him take a flop how he was. But that's a good one. I think Brent caught a 412 out of here last year, so not a lake record for me, but well, lake record for me, but not an overall lake record for us. But darn good fish. Take that any day. Decent bass swimming up here. Let's see. One of those sticks there. Point it out in front of me there, ways. Got him. Stay away from that stick. Stay away from that stick. All right. Oh, yeah. It's a little scrawny, but hey, man, that is a good one. Another good one. It's funny because I could see his shadow up there swimming. And I threw a spinnerbait up nearby, but then I plunked this out maybe 3 feet in front of him. And saw him head that way, and sure enough, there he is. Sweet. All right. End up being 311. Another nice one. Oh. Not too much commotion. Well, that last one was funny, coming at 311. I had seen his shadow there swimming up by them sticks. They kind of tossed the spinnerbait in that general direction. But I thought, you know what, I'm going to pitch a Cinco out in front of him a ways. So I tossed that Cinco out there maybe, I don't know, 5, 6 feet in front of him. And I seen it got his attention, and then he kind of disappeared. And pretty soon there was a pull on the line. It's kind of cool when that happens. He actually bigger than I thought he was. I mean, I thought, you know, maybe a couple pounds from the looks of him from up top in the shadow. But yeah, it was a nice fish. 311.